Welcome to the 40th episode of Hachi's Tours. Good morning, my dear friends, and today we are going to the Land Transportation Office for our first year registration of our Rusi Gamma. The original date of our ORCR is February 13, 2020, so we need to register it at this month. My dear friends, please don't forget to click like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you will always be updated every time I put up a new video. Good morning, my dear friends, and today is we are going to the LTO district office to have our Rusi Gamma registered, as this is registered February 13, 2020. This is where I chose to have the first year registration of our motorcycle, and this is located along the National Highway or the Maharlika Highway in the boundaries of San Rafael and Baliwag, Bulacan, the LTO districts in this particular region. After 30 to 45 minutes of driving, we are now here at the LTO San Rafael District Office. As commonly the case, since the plate number is not yet available, they advise us to make an improvised plate number to be used in emission testing records. After about 10 minutes of waiting, we now have our improvised plate number to be used in the emission testing records, and this is 250 pesos. And this is the emission testing area in which we are going to use the improvised plate number for their camera records, and we are going to fall in line with others. So we have now our motorcycle on the line for the emission testing, and they are going to use the improvised plate number for our recorded registration for this year. Since we have the improvised plate number, this is something that they are putting on the testing, perhaps captured by the camera for the documented registration. They are now securing the stencil copy of the engine number, and of course the chassis number is located somewhere below the steering column, below the steering bar. So there we have it. This is the process on how they are testing and conducting the emission test of this unit. Then we are going to wait for a moment for our emission testing records. After that, we are going to secure the insurance before we finally fall in line for the actual processing of the LTO registration. 10 minutes of waiting, we now have our copy of our emission testing records, and this is 400 pesos. This is where we are going to get our insurance as prerequisite for LTO registration. So this is the complete emission papers testing that you can see right now on the papers, with the picture appearing on the first page, and then the ORCR, and then the stencil of the engine and the chassis number. The insurance is 500 pesos. We now have the improvised plate number that they are requiring for emission testing. We have the stencil copies of the engine and the chassis. We have the emission result. We also have the insurance, and we are now complete with the prerequisite records. We now go to the LTO office.
A few moments later.
So we now have our first year LTO registration, and the cost is 532 pesos. We now have our original receipt copy that we are going to use throughout the year. My dear friends, we are now back home, and in summary, we have the improvised plate 250 pesos, the emission testing 400 pesos, the insurance is 500 pesos, And the LTO registration is 532 pesos. The total is 1,682 pesos, including the improvised plate number that they are requiring to be used in the emission testing record. But I am also happy that I have now my plate number. This is no longer the Rusi logo that is displayed at the back of the motorcycle. And I'm really very happy to check what are the contents of our LTO registration. I'm really very excited to see what is written in the LTO papers for the first time, the first year anniversary of our Rusi Gamma. So we have here, the date posted is February 22, private motorcycle without sidecar. So car MC gas orange black. So this is the description, orange black. As our motorcycle is parked somewhere there, so it has orange and black combination. And then the plate number is 0352 and 200459, the last part of the digits, and it was posted in the improvised plate number. And then we have the charge venue fee, 100 pesos. Cost of stickers, no stickers, so it's 0. Legal research fund, 10 pesos. MBUC, 240 pesos. This is something like the issues in the past that there is another PMBIS, MBIS, something that it is also inspecting our vehicle with extra additional charge of 600 pesos. That will be another burden to Filipinos for the registration. It is very fortunate that the Senate had an inquiry and found out that the process of putting up those centers is illegal, as it did not pass through the proper channel before implementing it to the people. I'm very happy with that, and those guys who are trying to make some business through the LTO is something that is uncalled for. I'm not happy for those people who are trying to earn a lot during this pandemic times. And this time, the registration is stayed as is, no additional charge. So all in all, it is 532 pesos. Again, thank you very much for watching our video. So next time, I'm going to load the 1 year review of our Rusi Gamma, as I did not modify so much of its parts, as I used the engine in its stock situation, something like that. And this motorcycle is doing great for me.